Hey everybody!
Hey guys!
This is MaJeliv with the Vasquez family. I'm Matthew.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Jemmy.
I'm Jose.
And I'm Joshua.
And today we are going to be jumping into episode 1 of The Acolyte. Now, yes, we just recently got back onto the Star Wars train. We recently saw Tales of the Jedi, and now we're watching The Acolyte. Now, we've seen the trailers for this. We are going into this show trying to have no expectations and trying to stay as neutral as possible. As for those of you that have been on our channel before, you know what big Star Wars fans we are. We love Star Wars. It means a lot to us as a family. We've had a lot of great experiences and memories together with Star Wars. And so, yes, the story means a lot to us. This whole universe means a lot to us. And so, yeah, we're very curious going into this. Obviously, there's lore and storyline stuff out there that exists about what this era is supposed to be. Even before this, the Old Republic and all of that leading up to the Phantom Menace and the Sith and them staying in hiding. So there's a lot of question marks that we have as to how all this is going to fit into that. So yeah, I think more than anything, what we're looking for is obviously, quality and just stories and characters that we can connect to at the end of the day. So yes, that's what we're jumping into The Acolyte with. But nonetheless, we're excited to be here with all of you that you guys have joined us today. Thank you for joining us. And if you guys want to have access to more MaJeliv content and have more access to the kind of conversations that we have as a family of artists, we are a family of artists and actors, and that's part of what we love to do on this channel is just share our commentary, our thoughts on the things that we watch with all of you, and then how we try to apply what we learn in these films and TV shows and how we apply it to our daily lives. So if you're interested in that, you guys can check out our Patreon with the link in the description that's right up above. Or by clicking that join icon next to the subscribe button. So you have 2 ways to become members of MaJeliv and have access to that community, as well as the uncut watch-alongs that we do to movies and TV shows. So anyway, that's there for you. But nonetheless, I've talked enough. Let's jump into The Acolyte. Here we go.
100 years before the rise of the Empire, it is a time of peace. The Jedi Order and the Galactic Republic have prospered for centuries without war. But in the dark corners of the galaxy, a powerful few learn to use the Force in secret. One of them, a lone assassin, risks discovery to seek revenge.
So, okay, 100 years. So Yoda's like 700 right now.
Oh, that's young.
Alive and well.
11.
Judea.
I think it's Yuda.
Yuda, maybe.
Ueda.
I love
Wow, the
set
production
design.
value, though.
Ueda.
Really good.
It's fun to say.
It does look very pretty already, yeah.
Master Indara.
It's Trinity!
Oh my gosh.
Very in.
We
Yes.
have unfinished business.
Oh, wow.
That's discreet.
Okay.
Well-
Let's just get right to it then.
That's what I'm saying, dude. What is this?
What is up with her?
Who did the
She's
Jedi
angry.
attack unarmed?
What pissed her off? you know?
Dang.
Wow, man. She's quite fierce.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Ah.
Matrix.
Little Matrix
Matrix
moment.
much?
Beginning to believe.
Oh.
Watch out.
Wow.
Oh, dude, what is up with this girl?
There is no
she
right.
want? My
She has
goodness.
no right. This is a place of peace. Like, ask her to step outside, you angsty teen.
Master Indara.
Master Indar.
She is so cool.
Very cool Jedi.
Yeah.
Man.
Dang, dude,
She's
this
so
is
great,
so
man.
cool.
She's not even using a lightsaber.
No.
I don't like those daggers.
Oh, what is her story?
What are you doing here? I'm here to kill you.
I mean, I could guess that.
I was gonna say that too.
A Jedi doesn't pull her weapon unless prepared to kill.
How do you know that? Oh, she was probably a Padawan and then she
She's probably
left.
been
Yeah.
brainwashed. Seriously?
Uh-oh. She stabbed her.
Congratulations.
Oh no.
That's pretty crappy.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
What?
She's in all the trailers and
So
everything.
potentially my favorite character has already died.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Nice. There you go. That's how you tell a story.
Pretty much. Pretty much. There probably will be flashbacks. But still.
Flashbacks? Well, she doesn't die.
I mean,
No, she's
she
dead.
looks pretty dead.
That's the heart right there.
Trinity had to die twice.
That is true.
Yeah, why do
Why
do
do
we
they
have
always
to
kill her
witness her?
off?
So sorry if you haven't seen the third Matrix.
Oh,
sorry about
sorry.
that. This is 3 times now. I'm interested, but it better be a good reason.
Yeah, dude, what?
Oh.
I mean, she has no chill. She just walked into the bar and straight up... Look at him! He has a child! Cry yourself a river, woman.
Something really terrible was done to her.
Yeah.
For her to go after the Jedi. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and probably Master Indara was part of something pretty terrible for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From her perspective, obviously.
Or is
I mean,
the
I'm
Je-
putting myself in her shoes. Why would I go out and kill someone? Something was done to her and her family easily.
Or it's the Jedi's in action. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
A new droid.
It's a cute little thing.
Brag about it.
Oh,
It's the guys from the Trade
it's
Federation.
just a guy from the Separatists. Is this a flashback? She doesn't have her
I don't know.
her sign on her head yet.
Those guys were known for being part of the Trade Federation.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so something with a fire. Wait, is that
Severely traumatized.
is that Pip that just did that?
Yeah, he's a little fire extinguisher. It was so cute. Huh.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Fascinating.
Bringing Jedi class to another.
They have like their white robes. This is fascinating.
I just wanted to pay your old friend a visit.
Whoa. Okay.
What's going on, Yord?
I think he knows.
She killed the Jedi and ruined my barn.
Well, she's being framed.
She could be.
Unless she has a twin sister.
She
Evil
does
twin.
have a sister. Yeah, she probably has a twin sister.
Oh yeah, twin sisters.
Close your eyes.
Oh.
I see fire. It consumes anything that tries to stop it.
Time for lunch.
Little Padawans.
Even a Jedi has to have lunch.
Despite your feelings for this girl, do I have your support in this endeavor?
Of course, Master Vanestra.
Venestra.
Venestra. That's a cool.
I like the mystery. I like this. I like this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ew.
What is that?
What is that?
Oh, I have alien memories right now.
It's like a mouth hugger.
Ew.
Ah!
Seriously?
Oh my gosh, seriously?
Punks.
They did do her a favor in letting her have the ship to herself. Mind you,
Ah, yeah, that other person definitely wasn't her then.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
It's interesting, but it also, it sucks for her because then her sister can just use her identity and get away with stuff. What?
It's a key. Dude, what a handy little droid.
Seriously, damn.
He's a fire extinguisher too.
Cool.
Ew, that is weird. Ooh, no, no.
What the heck? No.
Ah. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. So much for being a good,
Well,
like,
I hope she knows how to fly something.
yeah. She's
Oh
gonna
no,
have
not
to.
fire.
When you can't control it,
Yeah, you just
buckle
gotta
up.
get ready for it.
Man. Dang, man, you're on another planet. That would give me anxiety. I don't like that sound.
Oh.
Who is that?
What is going on right now?
Oh my god.
What?
What?
That looked like her in that outfit, the assassin outfit.
Yeah.
If she sees her and sees
I think she's
herself,
having a force vision.
Yeah. That looks like her.
It's like a younger version of her.
Always one before nest.
Yeah,
Yep,
there you
twin.
go.
Evil twin.
That sucks.
That means her twin sister's like inside
Using
of
her
spiritually.
her identity.
Did you kill Indara? Yes.
Wow.
I will kill them all.
Oh, she's not okay.
May is dead. I saw her die.
That's an imposter, May.
Unless May didn't die.
That
Oh, they're twins. They have a
No,
different
he's
connection.
lying. He's lying.
He probably's lying because he doesn't fully know.
That's just trying to convince himself. I saw her die.
I saw. Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I believe that May is
Yeah.
dead in the physical form.
And maybe she keeps coming back through her. Imagine she did it without even knowing she did it.
This guy's got a cool walk, right? His presence.
Whoa.
Taking out his lightsaber already.
Talks about his personality, right?
Yeah.
Just wants an excuse to bring it out. I mean, I would probably do the same thing.
Oh, it's dark. It's dark.
Lightsaber.
In the name of the Republic and the Jedi Order.
No, Yord, that's not how you do it, man.
Oh, Yord.
Who's up?
Yeah.
Oh my.
You need to come with us. Let's go.
Dude, put your lightsaber away, man. We can all see.
She's OSHA by day and May by night.
A dream, they believe.
A dream is a wish your heart makes.
Oh, this is her. This is May. Who is talking right now?
Steel or laser are no threat to them.
Oh. Who dat?
But an acolyte,
What's an acolyte?
an acolyte
Whoa.
kills the dream.
Oh. Okay.
Fascinating.
And
That was weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was really fast
The
too.
cut? What are we feeling? I mean, obviously they released 2 episodes. You've only seen 1, so I have a feeling they both will go together. But
I'm liking the storyline so far. I like what's starting to build and form. I do like the way that they're developing the story right now. I don't want to speak to it. Is 1 episode. That ending was a little weird. It just
Kind of came out of nowhere.
came out of nowhere, and it was very
I think it would have been better
short and
pacing.
quick.
Probably better pacing if they just ended with the scene
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, the earlier
yeah.
scene.
I think that was maybe their way of trying to get you to like watch,
Watch
the next one.
yeah.
Yeah, that felt very cheap. I didn't like that. That made me feel confused. Honestly, like
Yeah.
I'll get it. I'm invested. I'll watch the second.
Well, because
episode.
now instead of them keeping the mystery of like, oh wait, but is like the sister bad? Is she alive? Is she dead? Is she getting possessed? There was a lot more questions, but now we're seeing the sister alive and well, and she's talking to some Sith Lord. So it's kind of like all suspense or mystery.
Well, is it a Sith Lord?
Yeah, it's probably not a Sith Lord.
It's probably like someone that's taking their ideas and trying to
And
use
the
it to
whole
their own will.
introduction to the Acolyte thing, like we just heard at the ending, was really weird. Like, I was left very confused with that
Well,
last scene.
that's the thing is, I think if we look at the whole episode, I think there was a lot of things there with like practical effects and the sequences of like
Yeah.
the crashing ship. It's all very fascinating. I just, in terms of we just have to see where the story goes,
Yeah.
especially
Continues to
because
go,
of the
yeah.
way it ended there.
Yeah.
I think so far the performances I like
really good.
Yeah.
the
I love it.
performances. I love the. I don't know. I like the introduction to this story. I could see there's a newness to it, but there's also that authentic like Jedi origin type thing where
Yeah, I'm liking
I
the
don't know.
elements of the order. It
of the
is
training and becoming a knight and having the kids becoming the Padawans, and I like these younger Padawan characters that we've met.
I see fire.
Yeah.
Whoa.
yeah.
Help that.
Interesting because this show is doing a good job blending elements of on a production level, on production quality
Yeah.
levels of like the prequels and the originals with
Yeah.
some practical aliens, some
Yes.
droids. Like it's blending it really well. I think one or the other is it's not good when you do that. So I love what they're doing here because it kind of on a subconscious level, production wise, connects you to the prequels and the originals. But I do sometimes feel this is a little bit. It's not as production wise, not as good as Andor. It's still I feel it reminds me of season 1 and 2 of Mandalorian.
But I also have to say,
Um,
I feel like this is something that I know there was opinions about Andor and the way it was, and I think part of that is a lack of control, of not being able to have a say about certain characters or the way that things played out, because it is something that was rarely touched on, the reality of just the common life of these civilians in the Star Wars universe. Whereas, Jedi, Sith, the darkness and the light of the Force, those are all elements that Star Wars fans love, that we love, and that is very much based on surrounding the story. It's the setting of the story that we know with the Skywalkers and all of that. So, for this show to be the Acolyte and to be in the same location as Coruscant and to have lightsabers and
I mean, I was talking more about on production level.
well,
like,
and
the way
I
it
know,
looks, yeah.
but what I'm getting at to kind of expand from what you're saying as well is they're taking on the ambition of using lightsabers, of using crazy sets with the locations that we've seen before, new planets we haven't seen, and it's a lot more ambitious. It's also what people want in terms of being able to finally say like, oh, Andor actually just was a really good show, because it there could be the argument of, oh, it's too easy to do a show that doesn't involve Jedi, that doesn't, because if you look at this, it doesn't matter how good the technology is or how well it looks. It really comes down to the story and being able to connect. So, and I made that argument in our Tales of the Jedi video.
We'll have to see how the pacing continues to go. Like you said, I think it's enticing enough to keep watching for sure. Those elements of light and dark, but again, there is a lot of, and I'm sure, Dad, you probably, because you were mentioning it about the fire, and because you picked up on the twin thing, I think first potentially, and what's the story there? Why did the fire happen? Like, okay, May, if she is a twin, like, what is up with her? Like, why is she so? What's going on?
Why is she speaking in poetry, right? Like,
and also, I'm sure more questions will be answered over time, but I am liking the element. It feels like the mystery aspect where the Jedi are. It's funny because we were watching Tales of the Jedi, and I said, the element of the master and his Padawan going out and being almost like detectives. That's a very cool like idea and concept that I'd love to see them do more, and we're kind of getting a little glimpse of that. And the actor, I don't know his name right now, but the guy who's playing the main
Master Soul.
Yeah, Master Soul. He's
great.
He's been. I love it. I think it's great. And having those younger Padawan, we've only really gotten to see that truly with like an Anakin and Ahsoka, in terms of Padawan that we're getting to know. So that's kind of cool to see what it's like with them training and them being taught these things. So I think May is definitely being guided by a darker force or a darker group, and only time will tell what that is. But
there's definitely such great characters too that you can grow more connected with, and it's just it's overall really great. But again, the story, I'm curious to see how the story where it goes, but also the execution of it as well. Because obviously this first episode was great, but then it's like the little end where it was very abrupt. It's like it was fine. I mean, obviously if that's the one thing then that's great, but then it's like hopefully the pacing, like this first one, kind of stays the same, and hopefully doesn't have such abrupt endings like this one. And just trust in the story, because it already has such a captivating mystery and interest, and want to know what happened, and what's the meaning of all of this, or why did this happen, why did she do that. It's like this whole abrupt hype of like, oh, what is that?
It shows a lack of trust.
Yeah,
that
it's
the
like
audience is actually invested.
it gets executed well, because it's great. I'm honestly a lot more. It surprised me. I didn't have any high expectations, but it definitely, I'm more pleasantly surprised than I expected to be. So
I'm starting to see the little hints they're putting in here of kind of the bigger story in this series, in this season. When the Jedi asked her, who trained you, right? That May, well, now we think it's May, which we assume it's May now. May is very force strong and was able to do a lot of the things that Osha, is it Osha? That Osha can't do. Clearly she tried to be a Jedi, and she left because, I guess, or maybe they sent her away because she really couldn't, maybe she couldn't handle the Jedi call because of her suffering in her past and everything she had been through with her family's death. But when the kids were talking about the Force, and they were talking about water and light and fire, that fire part was kind of indicating like there's a darker side to what the Jedi could become and what the Force could do. And I don't know, I guess maybe the ending is indicating like that whole idea of who trained you, and now we're seeing this darker force, and now we're left to think, who was that? Who is training these assassins, I guess.
And the visual that they're by the ocean as well.
Yeah.
I think that's something that,
And it's a Jedi, clearly, because they have a lightsaber, and they clearly taught me how to use the Force.
An Acolyte can truly be, like I said, someone that is I don't know, I'm very
but it's
can invade the mind, Acolyte. Like give them those visions, like could they invade?
I want to go back and listen to that section again, because I was actually, I apologize, you guys are watching this, and I know you'll see it and probably say it in the comments. I started talking as the weird robotic voice started to talk about the Acolyte, and so I missed the beginning.
Something about the dreams, like destroying the dream or something. I don't know.
Here's the thing: it's such a strong it's a strong concept to have this possibility, because right now we can only theorize. We've got Osha, who is either dealing with her actual sister not really being dead, which would be kind of odd, and you'd have to justify that. I think it would be far more interesting if this goes on the route of like Osha is like Smeagol, where Smeagol as in Lord of the Rings, where she has this duplicity, multiple personality situation going on now, because it's almost like her sister, maybe before passing, used the Force and embedded herself inside of Osha so that there would be some sort of coexistence that would happen. That is something we've never seen in Star Wars, and yet still kind of plays with the whole concept of the Force having a light side and a dark side, and that duplicity is a very real thing that is something we can even break open and theorize, and
Even
all
humans
kind of
have that
thematic.
too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's not something that's in a
we all
galaxy
have-
far, far away. That's something that
Yeah, we
happens
all have
here
light
on
side
Earth.
and
Yeah.
shadow sides to us, and it's about maintaining that balance. So that would be very interesting to see if that goes, if that happens to be where this takes us, and into the world of Osha dealing with this kind of situation on a spiritual,
Yeah.
metaphysical level.
Yeah, no, that would be interesting. Although I feel like it's probably the latter, where there's two of them. But it is possible. I mean, at the end there, too, we could have been seeing a different moment.
What's interesting as well as the names of the episodes, it's like the
Opposites.
called
Right.
opposites: lost, found, revenge, justice.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Okay, so now she's being stealthy.
Yeah, there was something personal with Master and Dara for her
Yeah.
to react that way. Like, if
Very
she's trying to be
personal.
stealthy, you would just knock her out. But she was like, fight me. I want to feel.
To feel your life slip away. Ego.
Does she have to challenge all of them?
With all your strength.
Why does she say that?
Well, because it's part of her cult.
Well, there's a literal like force shield.
Oh,
Impenetrable. This is so fascinating.
Now they're calling her May, so that is a different person.
Hey, Padawan. You could try repolarizing the power couplings.
I learned that's the actress from Logan.
Her?
Mm-hmm.
That's so
The
cool.
little girl in Logan?
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, that's why she looks so familiar.
A suspect matching OSHA's description broke into a local Jedi temple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Distinction
That answers my
made.
question.
Get
She
that.
is clearly very much alive.
Yeah.
In flesh and bone.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely an experienced Jedi Knight.
She's
right there.
good though, man. She's a good actress. I like her work so far.
Yeah, to play the duality of two characters is not an easy thing to do, I'm sure.
It wouldn't bode well for either of us if you told him about this.
Of course.
Yeah, no, he's gonna tell him.
Confess your crime to the Jedi Council, or receive the forgiveness you seek right now from me.
Hurry
What did
up.
he do? This is so
I
fascinating.
know.
I've been waiting for you, May.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
he knows it's May. Oh,
Don't follow her.
No, you don't follow the little girl. I mean, they clearly don't have horror movies in Star Wars.
We thought we were doing the right thing.
They're worried
What?
about him.
He was just trying to
They
find
did a
peace.
bad thing.
Great,
They
now
did-
she's there. They're gonna blame her now.
Why would she follow the little ghost?
oh.
It sounds like Harry Potter.
Reminds me of Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, the music.
I know what this looks like, but I can
Of course they
explain.
do.
the vial down.
Didn't she follow the girl?
Yes, why? Just put it down.
Didn't do it. My sights were on her the entire time.
Oh,
Okay.
sick.
Thank you, Yord.
Bro, okay.
Coming in clutch.
Stun him, if need be. And we bring him back to the ship for questioning.
And she just talks to him.
Oh my gosh, that's unnerving.
Hi.
Definitely not the same person, right?
I wanted to see you.
See me?
Oh boy. Oh, Jack.
Whoa, wait. Hold on. Back away.
Whoa.
I know you supplied me with the poison that killed Master Tobin. We have your confession.
I couldn't save her when you were children. Let me try now.
He's gonna die too, watch.
Homeboy better not die.
Man, she's really good.
Just stun the crap out of her and go. Boom, you know?
In the name of the Galactic Son of the Republic, you are under arrest.
It's not very subtle.
Not at all.
Why did they come in with that big ship, dude? Whose idea was that?
I know, right? That was very subtle.
Shoot her.
Oh man.
Boom.
And then it ends.
Oh man.
That sucked. Sucked again.
Let her go.
She knew what she had to do, but she didn't have the strength to do it.
How could she let her go, man? Oh my gosh.
We must
We
move.
don't make decisions like this without meaningful discussion, Soul.
Just let the man do what he has to do.
I mean, she is not wrong.
That's true.
This is a very different situation. So they
Very
need to
right.
talk it over with the Jedi Council. Get their.
It is a new.
Yeah.
You found Kilmaka.
That's what I don't understand. Like, if she started the fire, why is she so mad at these Jedi? Like, if she's the one that started it. Unless that's what we're meant to believe, that she's the one that started the fire, when in reality one of the Jedi did.
Yeah.
But why the hell would they do that? It's fascinating.
Cut to Kofar.
All fascinating. It needs to be a good reason.
No, to me, I feel like she's killing them too easy.
Dude, Wookiees are already hard to fight. To find one with the Force, you just need to run at that point.
Is that where it's gonna end?
Wow.
Really?
Okay.
It's so funny how they end these episodes.
The pacing of this show is... I would have ended it before that. Oh my goodness.
Can I get an insecurity?
I would have started with the two guys walking in that forest.
That's how you start the next
That's how you
episode.
start the next episode.
Why do they keep doing these
I
weird
know,
endings?
Because they're insecure about the story.
It's so
So frustrating. The show is
Yes.
actually really good, and then it does that. Weird, man.
It's so strange.
Just ruins the whole like.
So
Like, it's
bizarre.
So great.
Now, the show's doing just fine. You don't need to be doing these weird tag like I'm gonna make you want to watch the next episode. No, I want to watch the next episode. You've got it.
It makes you
Like,
feel hokey. It's like... Stop.
Like you need a bait, you know?
Right, it's a lack of trust in the story.
It's like they're telling us what to feel. I mean, it's
Right.
clearly there. The emotions there with the
very
sisters and
unappealing.
the Master Soul is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like his
Maybe
frustration
we should start stopping
and
the
his
episode
conflict.
5 minutes early.
It's a good idea.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I just that's it's unfortunate because I think the issues are more pacing and editing than it is the actual
itself.
story.
Yeah.
Story's
There's
great.
even
too.
some moments that are like the momentum of, okay, we have to keep moving, and then it takes too long to move on to the next thing.
Well,
It's
because they're
just
trying to make it a
fascinating.
show.
It's fascinating,
Yeah. It's interesting.
but
One, like, why make the tease of the Wookiee Jedi if we know he's a Wookiee Jedi? You know, like, you could have just
Already
saved
said
that
it,
for the
yeah.
next episode.
And they're
so.
in trouble, dude. I
You
mean,
know?
it's a Jedi Master ended his own life. That's insane.
yeah, like
Like,
what
what
did
would
they
make
do?
him-
What did
What
they
would make him kill
do?
himself?
It's got to be a good reason. It's
They're
fascinating, but
building it up like it's massive. So
Right.
It better be because
it better be.
I mean he was in meditation for 10 years.
For that to get him out of meditation.
And then he just gets out of meditation and bloop. It's terrible.
Well, and that's what's fascinating is like, I'm very curious to see where this all keeps going.
'Cause the performances-
when it comes to the
Yeah.
philosophy and the way that they view the Force and the Jedi. Yeah, I'm very curious. I'm very curious because obviously, yes, the Jedi were not perfect by any means. But it's more than just a Force you can use. You know, there is the element of spirituality, right? So I'm very curious. I'm very curious where this all continues to go. Especially the way, if there are Jedi in this, for example, this 4 that went to this planet. Yeah, that scene with May and what's his name?
So?
Kamir, the
Oh, the-
what was that
Yeah,
guy?
come here.
About the Jedi and him just finding absolute, or like trying to find forgiveness and calm for what he did, which could be a very true thing, and then the absolution being the poison. Yeah, I mean there were so many Jedi, they weren't all perfect.
It's just all words, man. Those are all just words. It really just matters where the story goes, and You could say so many cool things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is where the story is going and the intent behind the story. Why?
Yeah.
Right? Why? And I'm trying to find. I like the Master. Master Soul. Yes. Master Soul. I like his new Padawan.
Yord, like that.
Yord,
Yord,
that
great.
group is really great, but this whole, OSHA and May thing, it's a little like, it's all like, find peace somewhere, but it's a lot of
And
drama
Amanda, like the
and-
actress who's playing both, is fantastic.
Right.
Just having
Yeah,
to
no,
play
it's nothing wrong with
characters.
the actress.
It's
She's
more,
doing a
the
fantastic
elements of the
job.
story and
Right.
like
And the intent behind the relationship and like her not stunning her, like this story is continuing because of the faults of this character.
and she just
And
talked
it's-
about like revenge.
But it's understandable. It's
Right.
her sister, so that is
Right.
again the big buildup here is what happened on Brendok, and we're gonna find out. And
My
better
problem
make
with
sense.
it is they're being too direct with telling us things that they could just show us. Like, do we really need to know that she's following trying to kill 4 Jedi? Right? Like, they've already named them. They've already told us who they are. And then now we're thinking, okay, what happened?
She's not just killing out of anger. She's killing for
These
a reason.
4. Right.
But then
I
it's
mean,
like-
show us that without telling us that.
Right.
You know?
Well, even the hint too to the next planet, like you just say what planet it is, and you just leave us in wonder, like, oh, I wonder what planet that is, and then you save that for the next episode. You don't have to show
Yeah.
this is the planet they're gonna be going to. You know?
Right.
And when
You know?
Master Soul says, "Oh, you're trying to kill me without a weapon," like that whole idea of killing without a weapon, like does that link to somebody? Because it doesn't seem in this episode.
But what it
like
links to
did.
right now is the title of the show. It's just weird, like that whole end monologue, and then that exchange of dialogue is just emphasizing you're watching the Acolyte, where a stranger who can stand up to the Jedi
Without a weapon.
without a weapon.
Which she has weapons, like 6 of them in her pockets. Like
it just doesn't-
daggers are weapons, ladies and gentlemen. If you did not know that, it can kill, it can stab, it
That's
can
why
cut.
she hasn't accomplished her mission, though.
Right.
So look, within the confines of what the story is offering, is doing a good job in setting up certain parameters. I think what's happening here is, as an audience, we're being put in a position to speculate a lot. We're not even having weird expectations or theories. Now we're speculating because certain things are being presented that are facts. Like, we know now she's trying to kill 4 Jedi. One of them she just had a face-off with. He was trying to interrogate her, mind you, while dodging her potentially fatal blows.
Which was very suspenseful, and
Which was really good.
That whole bit was
Yeah,
really
that was
It was a good bit. There's some really solid moments in this script and this story, but we're still speculating as to what happened on Brendok, and I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt that something terrible. Where so far we've heard May. We thought May was dead. False. It's been said that May killed all of their family because maybe she's a.
And 2 people were
You know,
witness
you
to
know
it.
what I
There's all
think is
kinds of-
hurting. You know what I think it is. Now that you're mentioning it, Dad, I think, and this is what so there's 2 things. The first thing that I wanted to mention was I think this show. I forget what other show we were watching that was kind of struggling because of this. Is that it's hard to see what audience they're trying to go for, because there's elements in this show that could make this whole thing a lot darker, a lot more like it's like I said, a detective noir,
Percy
like
Jackson?
investigative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where similar to like Andor knew, like you could have your opinions on what it was, but it knew what it was in terms of the audience and what it was going for. And this, it seems like it's still trying to decide, because there are really dark elements like, suicide and poison and
Yeah.
violence. Like it's very real stuff, fires and like a lot of dark elements.
People's eyes going black.
Yeah. But I think the other thing is, to your point, Dad, about speculation and suspense, which honestly, I'm not expecting to have all the answers. I don't think any of us are, because it is a mystery. It is like,
Right.
But I think what's frustrating is the fact that as a mystery, there does have to be this level of separation from, like, there's too much dramatic irony going on. By letting us step into May's story a lot, we're being told things ahead of time that are kind of like confusing.
And
Like,
different
for
perspectives.
example, the fact that we're getting there before the Jedi do, knowing what happened, completely takes away the mystery of the Jedi having to figure out what happened.
Makes
Them
a good
finding
mystery
the hints.
movie, yeah.
You know, there's an opportunity there to be like, oh, what happened? Who is this? Make May more mysterious instead of like.
It's kind of
I
like
think that's what's happening. Is it's like the suspense and the mystery that's supposed to be there isn't as strong because we're being told or shown too early or just too explicitly. It's like seeing two sides at once can be a good vehicle to tell a story, but right now it's interesting because it's almost like we're getting there before the characters do, which is
ruins
honestly frustrating.
the effect of the.
It causes more
suspense
frustration
and
than it needs
surprise.
to.
Yeah, maybe that's what we feel.
The third person limited of a mystery genre, a mystery story, is a lot more compelling and
There's a lot more
connecting
excitement. There's a lot
than
more
an omniscient.
suspense,
Because if we know everything that's going on, then we're kind of left on the outside. Whereas if you have like a murder on the Orient Express or
only murders in the building. We're following those characters at all times.
Things unfold with the characters, and you grow more attached to them because you're constantly with them. So I think if we have that perspective, which we do get sometimes here in the show, but if we keep cutting to these strange little things, then we're going to become more and more disconnected.
And it's just weird the way May's approaching these Jedi with this energy of like, fight me, like, give me all you've got.
I think that's part of being an acolyte, is her saying that I have no weapon. I'm here to try and fight you. And it's,
but I think there's
it adds to what Dad says. It's like you're trying to emphasize the acolyte. They're trying to emphasize what the show's called, and that's why it's frustrating.
Right.
You were saying, Love, though.
No, that I think there's elements of you show May trying to kill these people, and you don't really know why, and there's that I would wish that there was more of a, like Matthew said, separating us knowing her perspective,
right,
and feeling like the Jedi and like Osha figuring this out, and then her seeing her sister would have meant so much more in that moment, because you would have seen that in May's eyes, like,
right,
oh, my sister is alive.
And I know they're gonna lead to showing us like why she's been doing what she's doing, because that's how you do it. But to your point, Mom, yes, I think if we begin the show more on Osha's perspective and see May as this like mysterious figure who's killing Jedi left and right, and we don't know why, it's like, who is she? Like, why is she?
The word is antagonist.
Right.
And the problem right now with this writing is the creators of this show got a little nervous that the audience was going to absolutely dislike May altogether. Right. Like, she's evil and she's the evil twin, and that's horrible. We can't have the audience thinking that. So let's have them empathize with her a bit.
No.
Not a good move.
No.
Not a good move, because it gets confusing. Like, who are we rooting for? And the dramatic irony is being overdone.
Because you can't, like, we can't root for the Jedi if you're telling us that the Jedi are corrupt. And they could be both, but you have to, and when you're telling a story, you have to, we can't, man, yeah.
No, yeah, I was just going to say that if you think about Vader, like, he was bad. Like, he was a bad, he was a Sith Lord and killed a lot of people, and it wasn't until he found out that it's his, it's Luke's father, and it was this whole build-up of, like, who he truly was, and at the end, we were able to see who the big bad really was and who brainwashed him in the first place. And then we're like, yay, Darth Vader, Anakin got, redeemed, you know what I mean? So if you build it up like that, where you leave it as a mystery, like, man, why is she so evil? Why is she going after this stuff? It's not to fully antagonize the person, but there's a timing for everything. And I think this constant feeling of, like, foreshadowing most of the time and not really focusing on the present, it's just, it's really,
and that's what's
confusing.
That's what's fascinating, is like, all the elements are here for a really good show, I personally think. And there are really great moments. That's what I'm saying. That's what's frustrating. There's a lot of potential and, like, really great moments. But even showing us the Wookiee, like, they just keep implying that she's after these people, they're gonna die. So you basically told us who she's coming after. So there's this, the level of, like, even the suspense and not knowing what comes next is completely thrown out the window when it comes to, that element. So, I mean, I know it's only episode 2, but it's I think
even the name, the Acolyte, like, do we have to? I guess we'll have to see, but
but the thing is, the Acolyte is very mysterious. I'm telling you, if you just follow Osha, and maybe, like, similar to what you were saying before, she's just like this ghost, this shadow that's just going everywhere, and we're not seeing how she's doing what she's doing, then it's
that
like
makes her more of a threat.
it makes her more of a threat, more
antagonist.
interesting. Who's her master? That threat of potential Sith is coming. We're following Osha kind of reconciling
That's
maybe
the thing.
with the Jedi.
We met her master in episode 1.
You build up that relationship that she's mending with the Jedi, and then we think we know what. And with Osha, we learn her perspective of what happened, and then, then we learn.
But what Jemmy just said is so key. That's such a
It's
great
like if we
mystery.
were to meet Emperor Palpatine in A New Hope.
And
Was he in A New Hope?
he wasn't.
Exactly.
No, he's not. He wasn't even
He's
Empire
not.
Strikes
So
Back,
you have that deflated mystery, like that mystery was already been unveiled to us, the audience. So that again, that's the dramatic irony that's just been unveiled for far too long. It's just strange because unfortunately we've just watched Rear Window, the Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Yeah,
we just watched what I would consider a truly great mystery where the audience is misled, and I mean we are convinced that we know what is going on and the main character has lost his mind. But all in all, we find out as an audience the antagonist was truly an antagonist. And we don't really get behind, we see a lot of what the antagonist does, but we don't know why or really the truth of what's going on with this one character. Look, if this is supposed to be a mystery, which it feels like it is, May should not be...
It says mystery.
Okay.
Mystery science fiction, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's my whole thing here, that
This is not a mystery.
May is not... we should not be so on like the... Do I like May? Do I not like her? I feel like I understand her.
Not yet.
It's too soon.
Not
It's
yet.
too soon for
Way
that.
too soon.
And it should have felt more like a conflicting thing when Osha decides to miss stunning her sister. It didn't feel conflicted. I had a moment of like, yeah, I don't think I would have stunned her either because I'm already liking May, which is weird to say. She just killed Jedi, right? And it's like, what's going on here? Why am I rooting for this May person?
Which is weird because
I'm just telling you,
why are you doing this, right?
Right, and the thing
is the creator, is the writing, is the message more on May's side of showing how the Jedi are evil? Is that what we're trying to do here?
Right. Thanks for telling us that the heroes we've been cheering for this whole time. I mean, we know they've been flawed, but that was just a pride thing in the prequels and the the age of
council and stuff.
I don't know. It's fascinating. Only time will tell.
Only
with this
time
show,
will tell.
but-
Because Osha seems very angry with her sister because she thinks her sister killed her family.
Yeah.
But then the question is, why did her sister kill her family?
But the emotional
Why is May so
conviction in
angry
the
with
writing
the
is
Jedi
like-
for killing her family, and it's just
Again, it goes back to what happened on Brendok. This show is building a massive event. So I'm gonna go back to the prequels when it is implied what Anakin did at the Jedi Temple. It's horrific. All right, that moment was built up to, and it was talked about. It was mentioned, and then when we watch what he did along with Obi-Wan, we know it's done. He is now a Sith Lord. It's done. It's horrible. It's tragic. It is painful to watch. So Brendok needs to be at least that to justify any of this madness that we're going through right now. If it comes anywhere near short of that, then we're just playing a game here. That is not... I mean, I guess this is a TV show and it's Star Wars and it's, it's fun. And watching Anakin slay, the younglings is not fun. It doesn't feel fun. It was horrific. And if you're building this thing where there's a character like May going out killing Jedi, something absolutely horrific needed to happen on Brendok. For Osha and all of this to be happening, I mean, I think what's happening is this story has potential. It is really, there's some really solid components here that are really, really strong and really fun and exciting and mysterious. But then there's weird, like, I'm gonna use a pun here. There's a weird dark side that's infiltrated the creation of this show. There's
And
weird
it's
doubt
emotional
and
insecurity.
And
It's
weird,
emotional
like,
insecurity.
It's very bizarre. It's a very bizarre. Now this is the second episode. We have this really strange ending. It just...
listen, like we said, it has potential.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just there's certain it's pacing. It really has to do more.
It's not
on
even
a
what
technical
happened.
level.
It's not what happened on
It's
Brendok.
pacing,
why
it's editing,
did it happen on Brendok?
and it's
But that's a question we wait.
it's how you're telling the story. It's the vehicle in which we're following. It's the momentum. It's pacing. It's how you bring an audience through one character into another. I mean, I think it says a lot. And like I said, only time will tell
Yes.
I know we've talked a lot here as to how the show, to fully understand what we're feeling right now and why we're feeling the way we're feeling, to see, because I think it'll continue to unfold. But the fact that May is on the front cover of this show and not Osha says a lot, I think, about what we're supposed to be feeling and sort of rooting for. I think it's bizarre. I think it's bizarre that we don't even know Osha exists until we watch the show.
We're willing to watch a Jedi, Star Wars show because we love Star Wars. But I think this game of like, I don't know, spoon feeding us things we don't really need to be told. We could just see them and experience them. And then also not being given these weird endings where we want to stay. We already wanted to see the next thing. We don't need to see these weird 5-minute endings that are intended to be like a trailer.
You know what a Wookiee looks like? We've seen.
I think I truly. I'll end with this note, and this will be the last thing. With Andor, I think this. I'm taking it to Andor because Andor is sensational. Like on an objective, like just the way it's able to be made. You could have your opinion on a subjective level, the story, how you connected to it, but in terms of execution and sticking to what the creatives had in mind, what Tony Gilroy had in mind, there was 12 episodes, and they just went all in with this character Andor. And the reason more than what actually happened, is the fact that we're following Andor, and all the characters we meet, we care because we continue to follow them, and it's just made with just that, I don't know, that flair of just really getting to know his character, his flaws. I mean, he's not a perfect character at all, and they show him as him. There is no writer there is no filter of as the writer, I'm painting him in a way so that the audience likes him more. It's either there or not, whether he's likable or not.
From the first episode.
There's things that you're like, there's things I like about him, there's things I don't. He's not a perfect human at all. But I mean, who is? And in that way, he's also extremely relatable. And so that's what ties us to Andor. And then now we're thrust into this whole story with him that is just sensational. It's hard to watch. It's, again, like I said, dark. It's real. It's true. It's gritty in terms of the Star Wars galaxy. And that's why I think it works. And
people getting crushed by boxes and people getting killed.
It's more the element that the way you tell a story, the way you follow a character in a vehicle, without it being too scattered. Because if it becomes too scattered and we're jumping around, and it's not to say that those characters are bad, it's just there's a time for everything. And if we're not connected and truly have enough time with a certain character before we jump to someone else, it's going to be hard to connect and truly feel that, I mean, we were just getting situated with Andorra. She died. I mean, we didn't get too connected to her. I'm glad Master Soul didn't die. That would have, it's just that it's you that way the deaths actually mean something. So anyway, that's the last thing. I think if anything, Andor is that example, because that's just it. Like, Disney Plus did produce that show. That show is on Disney Plus. You can watch it. Like, it's awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So that to me is proof that it can be done in an exceptional way. It is possible that there is stuff that can be made of Star Wars that's high quality. Again, whether the story
nowadays
unless you connected to it on a subjective level. But anyway, guys, those are our thoughts on the Acolyte episode 2, episodes 1 and 2, really, because I feel like these two kind of go together. But we definitely want to hear your thoughts. Clearly, it's got us talking more than we usually do. I think it's just, right now we're on a creative high, so we just want to give our thoughts and share with all of you. Let us know your theories down below in the comments. Yes, how this show's making you feel, what stood out to you, what you like, what you don't like, maybe if you agree with us on certain things, if you disagree, maybe some behind the scenes things that you know about this show that are good to know. Just all of that. We'd love to connect with all of you. At the end of the day, that's what this is all about. We just love to hear what you guys have to say and talk about these films and TV shows with all of you. So anyway, besides that, you guys go out there, spread your light, and we'll see you guys in the next MaJeliv video. Have a MaJeliv day. Bye.